Hello everyone and welcome to a little screenshot update. We have two new screenshots since the last video. In case you haven't seen the last screenshot update video, I did one a couple days ago. The link is to the top right if you want to click this. Today we are going to look at the moose, which is just been released a couple of seconds ago, and we're going to look at the American alligator, which has been posted yesterday. And I think we are only missing out on one cute little animal, and that is the Arctic fox. I'm guessing this will be released tomorrow, but we are looking at this moose over here, and honestly this is the one animal that I was a little bit worried about from the trailer and from the initial shots. But this shot over here is giving a bit of a faith back to me. It looks really good. Like if we zoom in here on the face a little bit and in the antlers, I was already figuring that the antlers look pretty good. They look really good with the scarves and stuff, and with all this detail, and you can really see all these little nits and bits from fighting and stuff. That looks good. The fur shader as always looks brilliant. I still have the feeling that they are continuing to work on that shader. I don't know why, but it just looks as if they are working on it on a continuous basis. But because I really have the feeling that with every update, the animals that are getting into the game are looking better and better and better, but therefore also the other animals in the game look better than at the beginning. I really have to look into some old screenshots. I recently deleted a couple because my hard drive was running very full, but I have to go back to them and have a little look, because I really have that feeling. Especially here you can see that with the ears and the little bit of a neck hair and stuff. I remember that at the beginning it wasn't really that nice and clean and so on, so I'm not really sure if that's really a thing, but yeah, I remember, especially with the orangutans, having some issues, and so I have to really go back and see if that's the case. Now, on the left-hand side, we have a baby moose. Look at that one. I also love the color change, and just in general, the shape is really cool, and I love how the head, in comparison to the body, is pretty good, big, and I don't know, it looks derpy, but in a very nice way, okay? So yeah, this is the moose. I think there's not really that much to talk about, other than that the skin is looking cool, the overall antlers, as I said, is good. I really do hope, though, this time around, that they at least have one or two variants of the antlers. I remember that the reindeer had the exact same with every male reindeer, so it would be nice to have at least two or three, but I don't know, even if not, it's okay, but I just hoped maybe to this time around we get this. Who knows? But yeah, so this is the one here, and then we had yesterday's American alligator one. And if you have seen my last video, we talked about this in particular, that I'm a little bit excited to see how they pull off maybe a different animation, because again, they noted on the forum post that each animal will come with a unique animation. At least that's how I got the post, and that means it definitely needs some different animation than the saltwater crocodile. I mean, it's definitely obvious that it does move differently than the gharial. Remember, there have been a couple of talks about the gharial running too high at the beginning, and they fixed this, so it's a lot more belly down at this point, while the alligators and the saltwater crocodile, they move a little bit higher up, so the legs actually keep them a bit higher, and you can definitely tell this from this one in the background here, how that works. So it's actually pushing itself up quite nicely here, so you can really see that walking. Well, it's not working here, but you can definitely tell how that would be if it start to walk. It goes over, but just in general, I do really love the overall texture and the skin. It looks really good, like really step ahead from the saltwater crocodile, which is potentially the most common crocodile you would find in zoos and stuff. But this is the American alligator. I love the different model that we get over here, and I'm really excited to see what kind of different animation they brought in for it to make it unique, because honestly speaking, otherwise it is really hard to tell the difference from the saltwater crocodile in so many ways, other than that the alligator is quite significantly smaller, if I'm correct. So that is maybe one big difference here. But yeah, it's very cool to have like another crocodilian animal in the game that is also capable of diving. So that is really good to see. I'm always happy to have new animals that we can make underwater viewings for, or whatever diving you want to bring into a habitat. It's really important to have something like that, because it just sparks a bit more inspiration if you can go above and beyond. Well, to be fair, we can't go above because we haven't have birds now, but you know what I mean. Like you can make the normal land layer, and then you can go down into the water layer, you can make other things, and you know, the more animals we get with diving, the more creative you can get with underwater galleries and stuff, because truth to be told, there was a lot of lacking animals at the beginning. Even with the aquatic update, we legit only got 4 different animals if you include the new mechanic for the saltwater crocodile back then, but that was just 4 animals that could actually dive out of this entire game, and they even didn't fit in together when it came to the area they're living in. So yeah, that was a bit of a problem. However, now it makes a lot more sense, because now you do have a lot more animals. You've got the big cats that will be integrated, so it's gonna be the Siberian tiger, the Bengal tiger, and the jaguar, which will have diving mechanics, and I can't wait to see how they pull that off, because big cats diving is something so cool if you've seen that in zoos. I'm very much looking forward to maybe in the future seeing some enrichment item integration into underwater. That would be amazing. We don't have it yet. That's a bit of a pity, but like having a cat play with a ball underwater, oh my god, this is like legit one of the coolest things ever in zoos, but like 99.99% sure that it's not in here, but maybe in the future, who knows. However, like this is so cool, because we also have the bears diving. We've got the gharial that was included. We've got the caiman and all these other animals. We've got the sea lion, the seal, and so on and so forth. You know, there are so many animals now that can dive, actually. That makes a lot more sense, and this is what I really love about the integration also of this American alligator, alongside obviously the beaver. So yeah, there's I think we are near completion when it comes to the diving mechanic of most of the animals in the game. I know that there are a couple of more animals that people would love to see diving. You know, I'm gonna quote my fellow front delay designer. She is so much looking forward to, you know, elephants being able to dive. I don't know if they will ever put that in. See, as much as I would love to see that as well, it's just like super uncommon that you have underwater viewings of elephant diving areas in zoos. I know that the zoo in Zurich is going to have this, or is already having it in that new one they build, and a couple of other zoos as well, but it's just like a lot more uncommon than other ones. Same goes for moose, by the way. I'm pretty sure that the moose won't be able to dive, even though they do this in real life, and it's pretty surprising. There are some kind of funny videos online. If we go back to this dude over here, there's some very funny videos on YouTube if you want to look for that, like moose diving. There are some very interesting encounters of divers that just all of a sudden found a moose diving across them in the river. It's just one of the most hilarious things ever, but also some kind of frightening. But yeah, I'm quite sure they don't do this. And now, just to bring this to an end, I think this is now the end of the integration when it comes to free animals and diving, because I don't really see any other species that needs diving mechanics in the game. These were really the animals that I thought were required to have diving at some point. That was the crocodilians, that was definitely the bears, and it's definitely now the big cats. Now, alongside obviously the new aquatic animals that come with hopefully the next packs that are always semi-aquatic, we have all the species in the game that should be able to dive already in. So I think the hopes are really there to have maybe the above and beyond at the end of the year by having birds. Who knows, but this is at least what I hope from this pack. Anyhow, we were here to talk about the screenshots, and I love them both, even though I have to say the alligator really becomes a little bit more favorite here. It's just like, oh, the skin, the coloring, everything looks so good. Anyways, guys, let me know in the comments down below, what was your favorite animal release so far? What's your favorite animal from the pack so far, at least from these screenshots, and what are you most looking forward to do with them when the DLC launches? So thank you so much for watching. As always, if you guys enjoy the content, you want to see more about this game in the future, make sure to subscribe, because still 40% of people watching my videos are unsubscribed. What are you doing, guys? So thank you so much for your ongoing support. Have a wonderful day, and I talk to you in the next one. Goodbye.